Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and kind of explain what happened yesterday. So I got an e-bike to review, and it had gone to the neighbor's house. It had been accidentally sent there, and so it's too big for the van, so Al helped me and we brought it to my storage place on Tuesday night. And we were going to put it together then, but it had like those zip ties and stuff, and the front tire wasn't even on. And so we just took off what we could, and then I said, oh, we'll come back and put it together later this week. And I was in the storage unit, let's see, so then I picked up my makeup that night because I had to do makeup on Wednesday. And then Wednesday after my shoot, I went back and put my makeup back in my storage. So I know it had to happen sometime Wednesday after I dropped off my makeup. Or no, before. Because actually I had pushed my makeup back and I didn't even realize that it was gone, because it wasn't anything like I was thinking about. I literally was like really busy and just ran in to drop it off and then left. Never even thought about the e-bike. But the big empty box was there, and this box is huge, and I was waiting to break it down so I could throw it away. And first of all, yes, they are looking at video. They have video, and this is a secure what do you call it? A secure storage place. Sorry, it's hot here. I'm gonna roll the window down to get some air. This is a secure storage place. It's where you have to have a code to get in, and you have to have a code then to not just go in to park, but then to get in the door. And then I had a lock on my unit, and the lady told me, make sure it's all the way over, then put it in, and then check to make sure it's locked. I do that every single time, so I know it was locked. But here's the thing, they didn't get in that way. And what they did was they went on, there's like a chicken wire on top of some of these units, and you could tell they walked over the chicken wire, and you could see that they probably were checking each storage. And they must have because I don't know why they made it this way, but you can take it off from up top. Do you know what I mean? They should have made it where it's bolted on the inside, but nope, the bolts are on top of it. And I'm sure they just quick take it off, lifted up the bike, and you could tell I had what do you call it, like plastic bins. I had 3 of them stacked up in a corner, and they stepped on it because the bottom one, the top was just shattered. And so I'm sure somebody jumped down, pushed it up, and then because it couldn't be a one-man job there. That said, when I opened the door, when Al and I opened the door and we moved the box, and I just sat there for a minute, and I was like, and I go, Al, the bike's gone. And we laughed about it, because you could have heard a pin drop. We both just sat there, not just staring in there, and I just kind of went numb and didn't say anything really for like 30 seconds. Because in my mind, I'm like, did I bring it to Joyce? Did I do something with it? Like, I mean, where could it have gone? Because everything else was in there and it was locked. So how could this have happened? And thank goodness there was a lady. It just all kind of happened together. The manager was on there. They do a lock check every single day. And then if somebody's door isn't locked, then they'll call them to make sure that they come and do it properly, because you have to like slide it all the way over, which I make sure, because she even said, and I follow instructions very well, push it all the way to the side and then put it in. And so they do a lock check every single day. But it wasn't the lock. It wouldn't have mattered if you did a lock check, because they didn't get through it that way. So called the police, and the police were there really quick. I mean, it only took them like 20 minutes, and they were so nice, so nice. And the one police officer said, hey, did you call twice? And I said, nope. And another person had called 20 minutes before me, or they had gone to the police station to report it. And then the police station said, go back and deal with management there and then call the police so you can make a report. So it wasn't just me. And, you know, I was telling the police officers, I'm like, you know, here, you get a storage unit because it's secure, you know, you're making sure things are locked up. And he said, because I'm like, I don't know what to do now. And he goes, well, don't go to the next one because there's another one right next to it, a different name brand one. But he said that one's even worse. So I never knew that storage places are broken into like this. And the management team was so nice. Stacy, who I dealt with when I first signed up for, you know, getting my storage locker there, she came in on her day off. She was dealing with the other lady. She said, I'm dealing with her. She came to meet her there so she could do like a report and stuff. And thank goodness, like, I have insurance. It'll cover the bike. It covers like $2,500. And but I just felt bad for the business because, like, I did everything right. And I'm gonna tell you something. So a couple of people have commented like, oh yeah, that's why you shouldn't post things like that on YouTube, or, you know, you putting that out there. And I'm sure they were stalking you. I have to be honest, it kind of made me mad because it's like blaming the victim. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing. I mean, there's no possible way that you could know that somebody's going to go above a security system. You know, you have it locked. You think you're good. And it wasn't just me. Nobody was just like following me to do this. They did it to all of them. I mean, it must be like a ring of some sort, or, you know, people who know how to do this, because it's not just that facility either. But again, I never knew about this, or that they could get through the top. So for you to put that on me because I talk about my e-bikes is just, again, it kind of pissed me off. It's like you're blaming me, and I took every precaution and did everything right. So I'm not going to put any guilt on myself or even like entertain that, but just be aware when you're commenting on people's stuff. Like, if something happens, don't blame them. They're already feeling like the cop said, he goes, I bet you feel violated. And I said, I do. Like, I just felt numb. And listen, it's only an e-bike and everything will turn out fine. But it's just the matter of, like I said, nothing I would ever think, you know, it's just another day. And it's funny, Al locked his keys in his car. So in the morning, I went to him. We planned on getting so much done. And so we dealt with that for a couple hours. Then we went to have coffee with Joy. That was the highlight of the day. And then we thought we'd go put the e-bike together and, you know, do stuff. And then it just ended up like that. And now I'm just kind of, and listen, yeah, I think to myself, it's not lost on me how privileged I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is, you know, this was sent to me. This is, you know, what I do, or, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have people send me, you know, this stuff to review. And then I had to write them. So I won't get the police report till Monday. They said it would be done by like 5. And again, everybody I've dealt with has been so nice. So they said the police report would be done by 5, like Friday night, but it wouldn't be available till like Monday. And the lady looking through the video, that's no small task. It's not like you just, you know, takes to her. You have to like watch the videos. So she was doing that, you know, and I said, don't worry about it. I can't get the report till Monday anyway. So, you know, we'll deal with it then. They gave me the insurance stuff. they gave me a free lock. I was going to buy, you know, there's like more hardy ones. And so now I have 2 locks on it. But again, wouldn't have mattered. I could have had the $1 million lock on there. Wouldn't have mattered because they went through the top. So the lock wouldn't have helped. And again, it wasn't just me who was violated, it was somebody else. And they found out, it's interesting, about the same time I did. And so hopefully now that they're gonna up their game with that, because listen, it goes on their insurance, you know. I mean, I pay for it, but it's their insurance that it's gonna have to make the claim through. And so they gave me another unit on the first floor, because I was on the second floor. And I got there, and it's right by the office, kind of. But I'm like, well, there's still a mesh ceiling. So the lady found me one with a cement ceiling. But I don't know. I still probably will bring the e-bikes to Joy, or anything that I have to review. We'll go to Joy's. It's just make me really gun shy about this. And this is, like I said, it's not their fault. I guess this happens all over. So, you know, just a fair warning to you guys that this can happen. And again, the police officer is like, yeah, it happens. And like I said, they said the other one was even worse. So these are like professional people who do this. Like, this is their jobs. And so it's funny how something like that, you're in disbelief, and then Al and I were kind of like making jokes about it, and I slept on it, and today I'm just kind of like, I don't really feel like doing anything, but I actually have a lot to do. I'm gonna go move my stuff into the other new one. So this is like the second time that I'm gonna move my stuff today, or moved it yesterday to that other one. Now I got to move it to the other one. And yeah, I'm editing that last e-bike thing. So I wrote them. I haven't heard back yet. I have the officers. I have a case number and everything. And, you know, I told them I did everything that I could. It wasn't my fault. They went through the top. And, you know, so hopefully they'll be cool about it. I mean, not much I can do. And they'll get their money back. I asked them how much, you know, specifically was worth so I can put it on my claim. And so they'll get their money back for their bike. But yeah, it just, you know, sucks. But, you know, here's the thing. I always say, as long as nobody was hurt, everything's fine. It's just stuff. It can be replaced. It's fine. But yeah, I think you just feel disappointed in humanity. So, and I did get a comment, unless I don't take them to heart anymore, but, you know, talking about, like, Al helping me and stuff. This guy wrote, yeah, well, you just use these guys because I'm sure, you know, that they want to sleep with you, so you're just using them. You know, we need to grow up. And it's funny because for some reason, I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but like I said, I got this as I'm dealing with all this. I don't understand. Friendships are not bartering systems. Friendships are friendships. Like, sex has nothing to do with these friendships. And if it did, believe me, I figured it out. And then that's why I wouldn't be friends with somebody who would think of that. And you saw Keith and John, the nicest guys ever. I do not get, like, there's some people who still have the mentality of a 12-year-old and still, like, have the mindset of they're in puberty and cannot be a grown-up adult and have a grown-up conversation or, you know, stuff like that. And I was reading an article about being on social media, and because you get so many views from so many people, and it can be taxing on you. And like I said, going through this, you know, to get those comments like, well, you know, yeah, you put it out there, you know, you shouldn't be putting that stuff out there, you know, I'm sure they followed you. No, they didn't. They didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. So there you go. So sorry, more of a serious talk, but, you know, I just want people to know, too, to be aware. And make sure you don't have that chicken coop thing, and get a place that has like a cement ceiling, and yeah, and just be kind to people, especially when shitty things happen. You don't need to always give your opinion about stuff. And so many people, I mean, like, you know, as always, so many people are so kind, and, you know, like, yeah, that's a bummer. But, yeah, you don't always need to put your 2 cents in, you know? Somebody's already feeling, like, weird enough, and I don't know, I'm just going through, like, this thing, these emotions, and it'll all be fine. I mean, it is fine. But yeah, just kind of sad. Sucks, you know? But I'm not the only one, so I feel sorry. When we went in too, there was one that was halfway open. Al started walking around, and somehow they got in that when she must not have closed it. And so the manager called that lady too, to let her know that, I guess if it's like unlocked, or if you accidentally like didn't push it all the way over, that it can be open like halfway. So like I said, these are people who, this is their intention. Oh, and like the police officer said too, like these people, what they do is, you know how you get a deal sometimes when you get a storage unit or something, and it's really cheap for the first couple months. Well, that's what they do, and then they go in. And Al was saying too that I bet they have a storage unit, and because there's no way you won't be able to see them if they're on the cameras. Like if they had to go to the elevator, there's no way that e-bike, that 75-pound e-bike, is not going to get noticed. But Al said, which is ingenious, that if they have their own storage, that they could just like, you know, take things out and then like move them and drop them in their storage, and then nobody's the wiser, and then they just wait until, you know, the heat settles down and nobody's looking for things anymore, and then they can take them out. But they didn't get the box with the pedals and the charger, so at least they can't charge it and run it, at least right now. So okay, well, I got lots to do, and yeah, I don't know, I think Joy and I are gonna do, I think tomorrow night, depends on how I feel, I don't know. I'm just kind of taking a little break here, and I just kind of keeping to myself right now. I just need to like kind of just all, and again, it's not that big, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's more of a mind thing, you know, like I said, that you feel violated, and there's nothing you could do about it. I took every precaution, so. Okay, well, yeah, well, that's an adventure, right? Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Okay.